digitalize, to steal life. It is an anti-life program. It's moving from carbon-based life to silicon-based life, to a digital twin of the world that they can control, that is disconnected from spirit.
I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with his peace. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. In the bright glow of the dawn, I see myself clearly, bringing in a new day. The old way of doing things is done. I don't care what you say. Monsters don't sleep under your bed. They sleep inside your head. And if you haven't done the shadow work, you're left behind is where you stay. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the street. We gotta protect plus homeschool our babies. It's a must. They not just no moms, but also no posses. Hola, worshiping pedophiles wanna feed our children's spirits to robots. Turn all of us from carbon-based to silicone-based. Should be where the shit show stops. Get back to doing for ourselves. Barter system, irrigation, and grow crops. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. I'm saying I'm not some master teacher, no am I some pastor or preacher. Was released represent with this passion to speak up. After doing 25 years in the beast cuffs, realize they tried to teach us spiritual, mental, physical diet. They tried to feed us the fire of our ancestors resides in each of us. With that, I'm inspired to turn this heat up. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to war with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets.
We're really approaching almost like it's a Frankenstein moment. And they're framing it to us as, innovation, right? We should all be so excited that this is happening. And, I equate it to like the Golem bringing in like these robots. They would like to feed our life force to learn us in every tiny detail, not to empower us, but to actually transform us into a robotic simulation that is under their full control.
Come on. You almost there, bro. Almost there. Survive.
I do it die for Chi-Town. Who am I but Chi-Town? You young fool, I'm too fly to just slide out. Blue sky but high ground. A crown slash helmet. So my aircraft stealth spit. Can't be tied down or even seat belted. I look down, I see green like a Celtic. My heat pulverizes, the cheese is melted. The remnants of cash money, I dispelled it. You did the vision with my eyes, I beheld it. The finger fucked the cause, my hand, I dealt it. Felt the vibrate from the gut of my pelvic. It must almost righteous of hell shit. Radiant, I keep it dark and well lit. Cause you little goofies are well quick. Body for real monkey velvet. Body you not for monsters of females clip. As a kid, all I did was fight. I did the bit with a life. I know I can spit my flows to shit. To a fly though, haters wanna crucify. A real man, I still stand with the still hand. But we're Hiller man. It's not Cypress Hill, I'm Turtle Sheep. I'm one tough cookie. I don't follow, I set standards. Catch me, you gon' have to do more to scamper. Need more to scanners, I'm off the radar. I am as your goofies play God. Some worship the Christ, others pray to Allah. Chase the high, drink paper or bruh. You stagnated while I straight evolve. At a rate, I'm data space A to y'all. Busters stuck in the case, face off. Acting shape, statements of faith, a fraud. Metal star intergalactic, my mindset. Perfect custom practice, so I run best. I feel like a necessary. Martial Chronicles like Ray Bradbury. I'm a thorough guy, goddammit. Symmetric apparel of a fly bandit. Mohawk, aviators, aerodynamics. And it's like I'm an arrow in precise transit. A Christmas Carol is what your fans get. Your worlds and pearls what I transmit as a transcript. Or I just spit it off the top. It's either shit or get off the pot. This shit's hot.
Wants to get his own crew. Everybody wants to get his own crew rich. And then they want the other little people never get a piece to buy. And don't want to go for the traffic. And go for you niggas that think that y'all big too. I understand this. That's why you niggas and crackers can't stand me. You niggas just know that I know you can't do nothing if you're broke. Listen to me, young people and old people too. Mostly black people. I'm talking to you.
Sure. Y'all really thought that I was done with y'all. Nah. I'm really down on y'all. Fellas up. We're not going back and forth about this or that. Whether your word is bond or whack. Here's a big fat. Yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau Mau, Big Mac. Whether earth is brown or flat. We want our shit back. Enough with the chit chat. I see through the side ops. Looking past the sci-fi. Third eye gang cyclops. I don't eat pork, but I will fry cops. For foes, my heart's cold as an icebox. I'm saying that ops. From the skybox, I got a stroke on you pilgrims. Those poets are rules. Some of our folks are still dumb. Yeah, and blind to the fact that blood, we gon' have this real some. Warrior spirits inside me. That's where it's real from. The world's a stage, page after page, script is played out. They keep us engaged, placate or rage. This is played out. Rules of a dying society should have been disobeyed out. Forehead and it's off the floor. Should have been prayed out. The draft is on, COVID's no issue. Could've blown it in tissue. Now it's control who blows the whistle to who holds the pistols. The debacle's about who holds who the fizzle. Disregarding the aboriginals issue. We're not going back and forth about this or that. Whether your word is bound or wet. Here's a big fat yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau Mau, Big Mac. Whether earth is brown or flat. We want our shit back. A fool is known by his speech. Yet if I don't speak, I suffer defeat. I'm other than we, a sucker or me. Stand on 2 feet, one from the other G. The wise man known by his silence. Mostly disguised compliance. Silence by guidance. From conspiring connivance. Other aspirants of violence. Tyrants of fire. Striking their giants to height. I'm striking their fighting. In environs of migrants, I'm hearing the sirens. Ring in my ear, they've got indictments. These pedophiles, queers, groupies, and hyping. Alignments, the assignment. I'm not the wisest, I'm not client. My refinement and confinement, the requirements for this climate. Y'all push off the paperwork, or y'all can protest, but they can't escape this work. I vow to progress, no duck, no wreck. Drill music for real. My family don't possess. Real footage with no deal. Ain't playing with none of them. It's personal, know what the business is. Big monsters come full circle, so vacate your premises. We're not going back and forth about this or that. Whether your word is followed that. There's a big thing. Yellow, white, red, brown, black. Brown, a big bang. Whether earth is round or flat. We want our shit back. We're not going back and forth about this or that. Whether your word is bound or wet. Here's a big fat yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau Mau, Big Mac. Whether earth is round or flat. We want our shit back. Akichiwa. Shine shows for the conscious mind, y'all. And with that on the temple, draw. I had a vision to pass, not yet a circulus round. Created successful reality from a virtual now. How? Stand on my sweat, cause they usurp your power. Them same little sneaky breezes that I hurt you. They style all up in your face, all up in your space. And I ain't talking all bras with dolls with whole trace. So I walk tall kids while y'all cross slow race. I stay focused on walking through them tall gold gates. Draw magic shirt around me to keep me from harm. The law fact. cash checks, earth sleep, but peep me, I'm calm. Water, fire, air, earth, turn me from that peace to a bomb. Blow the joint and split the range, the point and the sentiments. I've encompassed my inner demons. 490-degree angles, guarded by angel of shiny elite angels. Thank you, and I, of course, am the chief triangle. If I die before I wake, well, at least I'll fly in plain view. I am my circle, how I govern four corners. Wise as a serpent for certain amongst foreigners. Out of state, out of place, in the space they storing us. Learning firsthand of what fate was forewarned of us. I recall when bro and I spit flows, dope man, fly in the shell and shower, Hampton kept slow. Stay high, years later, he's the same degree, just gained density. Gave my synopsis, he's hostage. I prayed I could save, I behave by locals. I've raised my moral ground, way high my character. Stay fly, the conduct squared up. Self-esteem, the day sky, new God, I'm what the world's been waiting for. The days not, they and I don't abide by the
Hey, baby girl.
What's happening? Obtain the credit for keeping the obelisk erect, but with strange methods. But the epic of my name will reign and remain epic. Circumscribe my passions, my squares, my life. Is it worth the ride? Yeah, it's rare, I spit, but the beat's churchified, so I bear my shit. It hurt, I cried this kid, and then it tried to eclipse my soul. Bounce back from it. I'm done with being the sacrificial lamb. The jungle I run it, thus the lion conquereth over this numbness. Made a conscious shift, even in darkness the sunlit. On you false lights, don't have to be gold to glitter. Actors with the partnership, show gold, flicking you deep, pounding you bamboo or gorilla. I'm going like a silverback with her track, no illa max than me. Masturbate her back, originally pretty. Take the mask off, 360 on my square, see the circle. If not, your mask off, you homage, dash or salt. The dialogue's trash, talk your past lost. Leave a footprints in the asphalt. Use the outline correction, last fall. I blast off, I crash off to the next zest of living. Sexually, sex simple is ass off. When she walked the ass off, I told back to it like who makes your Yanni sing. Her response, she dons me king. To who they gave me the script, my ops the prescription. This is my vision's description. Listen, I'm standing on mine's my circle, it's me. I absorb your hate and make it work for me. Transform into fuel as I evolve. Advance this abnormal, dormant form and leave y'all right where y'all started at. Let me impart a fact. She'll be sitting in my ship as we chart the map. Thinking in destiny, the turtle and the hare. Acknowledge me as the circle and the square. Yeah. And I got so much more to say. I want peace. It seems that war is coming. I want you feast yet I can't shake to stomach. I want increase, but industry things plummet. So I summon from within. Angels and demons like Dan Brown. If you angling and scheming, saying down, it's arranged change, man. Scripted, planned out, strange. We understand now how they ran the damn town. Came on land, handed out books, scriptural to literal. But if you question it, they got rid of you. Democrat, Republic, conservative, liberal. Who's ever tuned you, same party you attend is political. It's clear, they rather have you vote the fair way. Controls the confusion, using a cavalier sway. Conspiracy theories get them for fear's sake. Most what they call history's merely hearsay. You offer salat or pray to them wear and pray. Since a lot of y'all woke, then let's hope this year make the year for a clear break. Angels language, devil's dialogue, anchors used to keep us languid within the tankage. Aim is to ensure we remain in language, brainless with no heart, cowards framed in anguish. This pain is tameless. I've earned the right to set ablaze the day and burn the night. I'm not an L bay or day, nor bright burn, but I burn bright. Yearn to fight the liar that learn to write. What you feed the mind determines the appetite. Vibrate at my highest interference to the satellite. Like I've been little my whole life. I had to fight, get foreigners and aliens in my battle site. I want battles, I need Nazarite. Most you bloggers are babblers and acolytes. None of y'all act alike. Societies in an uproar, our people still bickering amongst each other as if the world isn't listening. Division is the tradition. I'm using supreme mathematics, subtraction and addition. Thing between Ukraine and Russia, some are still enlisted. It's fictitious corporations, armed forces, and its mission. No problem solving, but multiplying issues in a cult-like fashion. People in both dying instead of us unifying. You rather talk conflict through an iPhone screen. Disrespectful with the comments where the iPhone memes. Mentality, reality, here cry, moan screen personalities of a Mach 5 or clone beam. Yeah, it might not, yet I opt to. You move like how a car do. I will think outside the box, you to stop you. What's a savage to the sacred? You like average, basic. Need more than your tablet and apps to combat with this creative. Deflate the hatred. I give love. If it's not reciprocated, no love lost. Straight my natural state is, and I'm not yet in my prime, y'all. This rhyme's called Angel's Language, Devil's Dialogue. You hit a firewall, the final call. It's your time to fall, my lighter. Blind them all. Let's not be single with no further ado. I bring to you, live and direct, myself tired as sun. Kingo, doing my thing. Show. Just know, I remember everything. And I'm coming for everything they owe. For sure. I teach you up.
In my music, and in a lot of this music, it's only talking about the suppressed rising. I mean, the oppressed rising up against the oppressor. That's all. That's what my music's about. The oppressed rising up against the oppressor. So the only people that's scared are the oppressors. The only people who can have any harm coming to them from the
flame by God, it's overdue. Your time is to the end. Locked out silent without sin. He put me on the better for justice to win. The pressure's about to get rolled down. With some pressures attached in the war zone. Revolution gets started in Arizona. I'm a messenger prophet like Farrakhan. Back by the honorable. Sins of the pinnacle. Who judges the hypocritical, cynical, and the plentiful sinful. My thinking is critical. I'm just ventilating on the actions of the protective service. Quick to pull the Glock blast and kill. This don't take any type of skill. I'm ill of all citizens who haven't took a stand. Or kneels too late when the caps get filled. Don't believe in GC type. Going hits close to home. You gotta act the bone, but it got the dome when it's on the zone. Oh, damn, fight. It's gonna be killed whenever I fight. I'm above, I'm given the right. So you better be ready to ride tonight. On the way to the dawn daylight. We gon' win them out, so gon' pass the kite. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, me no surrender. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, me no surrender. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, me no surrender. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, me no surrender.
This world is such a, and when I say this world, I don't mean in an ideal sense. I mean in every day, every little thing you do. It's such a gimme. Everybody back off. You know, everybody's like, you taught that from school, everywhere. Big business. You want to be successful. You want to be like Trump. Gimme. Push. Step. Crush. That's how it all is. And it's like, nobody ever stopped.
Sam, what's up, Mom? Bang. Hey, what's going on, everybody? How's it going? So it's Sunday. I guess today's the day when people want to go and do their thing, I guess, before the servitude starts tomorrow. Against your will, against your freedom. by design, absolutely. So we didn't do it yesterday. He's got the, I think he said he's got the thumbnail, or he's going to set it up. So West Side, hopefully today around 4 or 5, he has some stuff going on he had to take care of. He called me and hit me up and let me know. I was like, anytime. As y'all know, we're going to discuss the 13th and 14th Amendment and some other things. I don't think when I was talking about it, people actually got what it, you know, what it literally is or where it comes from. And by now, I know that some of you can see that what I've been stating about backwards, reverse, upside down, inverted actually is a reality. So as far as natives being deported or whatever, well, I don't know. I mean, I've been reaching out to the Navajo Nation, a few other people. Navajo. Not before us. Anyway, I was reaching out to them. Excuse me. And there have been some people taken or removed or something, but I didn't get into detail. I just wanted to hear if it was a reality or not. And so-called it's happening in a lot of places, and that's not the topic. Yet I just thought I'd mention that because people do ask me questions. I mean, let me go in here real quick. As you can see, I can't really see that well on the sun, the way it's gazing, and it's blue screen, and I did things to. The blue screen doesn't have a major effect. Okay. Now I'm not going to use no like little goofy fake magic and all this other goofy stuff because that's not what it is. I know people still buy into that. It's bigger, it's simpler, and it's not as complicated. The majority, I would say 99.5%, I don't know, have been never nurtured in how powerful you truly are. And there's a reason why these individuals continue to do what they do, because they've gotten tons of results. Who remembers the videos with the people looking up to the left or to the right and then spinning around and seizing up and expiring? Do any of y'all remember that? You know, there's tons of videos during the fake demic. Did it happen beforehand? Well, probably so. But I just want you to know that what they were attempting to do, because of your melanin, for those who are high in melanin, saturated, they were attempting to find a way to mitigate frequencies and different factors to actually make you pull in on yourself. And they would use it sparingly throughout all the countries. And this is not platonic to one place. Okay? These people who you call your APAC and your ADL, first of all, they don't have no, they're not supposed to, first of all, be buying and praying for any, how'd you say, politician. It's not supposed to happen. It was never established that way. The problem I have, and the reason why I don't mind it, because they've always leaned on white superiority, and you see that there's a handful that spoke against these things, and they would usually silence them. They don't do that anymore. It's too many talking. They utilize y'all as a leeway to bring the world down. It doesn't matter where they first started conquering my ancestors, my people. I don't buy into the Africa bull crap. I never have and never will. Just because education in the European system, a lot of them go to college here in whether it's China, whether it's UK. Oh my goodness, y'all seen Leonidas, right? Even Russia. They go and in Russia just turned around and do the same thing the dumb Ukrainians use them for war, you know, false promises. This is how stupid the military complex, the machine is. And not everybody in the military complex gets to meet the other so-called visitors. And they're not visitors, they've always been here. A lot of you are the visitors. But regardless of that, in layman's terms, meaning that you don't know who you are, and regardless of what they gave you and told you to be, you will not abstain from that. You will stay there as if it's something that is beneficial. Yes, China's government is no different from the rest of them. All right, I've heard 18 Talmudic rabbis saying, counting the numbers up of the people, saying all the people that have to be destroyed in China, down to the minute last one. So you take 1 point whatever billion, these fake Jews, and that's the reason why you have certain people in the parliament speaking against what the Zionists have been doing, murdering the true Semitic people, the Palestinians. Now, they control these platforms. Like, I see it all the time. You have people worried about certain words that said other to have restraint. I don't care about that. You know, like I said, sometimes people overstep their boundaries. And I don't care about the inaudible threats that they throw around. And they throw it around towards everyone. Most of you just don't pick it up. The problem is the people who they condition and groom into these positions to do the dumb things they're doing. Nobody seems to actually grasp that. Okay? So everything they've been doing, the dual citizen, first of all, if you're a dual citizen, you could join the military, whatever. But most of them are dual citizens, and they don't recognize this land or anything. They know a little more than you. Okay? The Native Americans, you still have these individuals who are in an uproar, and we're not talking about the goofy Jesuits. Because those are the ones a lot of you be seeing, okay? And y'all haven't even ascertained that yet, all right? Just a bunch of damn low-life retards. It don't matter about health and training and this. That's for those of you who refuse to allow yourself to walk into your truth of existence, okay? Now, I'm not here to bash or banter or whatever, any of that. I'm here to point out some things. I want to read some things, okay? Some things I read before, some things you need to hear again. Now, as far as this thing about your power, like right today, right? I had a couple of beers yesterday, German beers. I found them, and they never ever have them. And I saw them the last 2 days, and I grabbed them. Matter of fact, I want one right now. There's one sitting over there. But what it does, because I drink lavender that has about 50 milligrams of caffeine, black tea. Well, you don't want to do over 500 milligrams. So I monitor these things because caffeine is still in cacao and a number of other things that my body has to get used to again without ascertaining the mental desperation of a false existence and fighting and combating it. I allow the anxiety because I don't have a word or a name for it. This is what was given. I dismiss it. Now, if I have to stand still and allow myself to recalibrate, if it becomes like it's strong, it's because there's still certain things that are not firing because of the chemical poison or toxification. In ignorance of not knowing, thinking that the government was actually decent. It is felonious. Some people are still hell-bent on Trump. Trump bought and paid for. Does it mean that something may not happen another way? Let me tell you something about Zionists. We're going to use that term. All right? They know how to play you in every facet or faculty of your existence. They have been doing this nonstop. So all they know is chaos. It is a pleasure and feelings, immoral emotions, and everything else. You just don't know that because you're still subjugated. You are leaning more on convenience than reliability of something that's factual base. Most people will fight against anything, even though the information's out there. My thing, I look at all the time these guys that talk about Tartary and put up all the great graphic gimmicky stuff, all the old buildings. I already told you where to find them at. You can find every picture, even some they haven't put up. They're trying to hold stuff in their skew as if they're doing that politics that they find. None of them are talking about. I've had a couple of people who actually been going through all the videos. Even one of my closed accounts, I can't release it. I can't even see it. I just split it. Right? And they say, "Oh man, you was talking about this stuff for a long time." I was like, "Yeah." No. He says, "Before anybody, I know. I don't need you to qualify. I just need you to find out what you can find. Walk your blocks, up your hills, walk into the woods, see what you find. Be careful and know the animals." It's not for the benefit of me. It's just not my benefit. So I don't need those here. Because they're not going to mention me. They don't, a lot of them don't know. So it's not about ego or anything. But what I detest is the fact that they refuse to accept the reality of who built that. They can't even functionally put together the fact that they put fluoride, sulfites, nitrates, all kind of chemicals that go against everything of your firing synapses, your heart, the electric responses in your body. Because if you want to use that term, ether or whatever, right? Ether or whatever, ether or whatever, you are a sentient, you are a living frequency, a vibration. You are the embodiment not of pixelation. You are energy, carbon, gold, copper, platinum, zinc. Come on, do we need to keep going on? How many salts did we cover in existence to when you are, if you want to set yourself ablaze, you know, and those goofy morgues? Don't do that, okay? That is not true. But anywho, salts. What does it take? If you get purified water and you get still, one of the best things for this, hydrogen, and you put the calcium, what you call the bicarbonate, in the water, and you have your still with certain points where they cross over, and you put them in there and hook your positive and your negative, and you run a charge through it, and you have a hole with a tube going to some place where you can ignite it. What comes off of that steel, all right? You gotta screw, you gotta scruff it now, all right? In that container, okay? That stuff coming off of that, which costs bicarbonate, that baking soda, non-aluminum, coming off of that, right? That gas going up, what is that? That you can now light on fire. Everything is about energy. And it's a clean form that the byproduct of that is pure water. It's nothing new. You are literally energy. What you speak, you consummate a relationship when you are in the faculties of having a deeper appreciation, not just understanding, but not a belief, but appreciation of what you're capable of. And y'all refuse to see it because it's got to be in the most tormentual times. It's got to be in an argumentative state, a pissed off, an anger, no resolution. Men are running around irrational because their vectors are crossed. Women are running around in confliction because that strength has no focus. So they languish it upon their significant others. And the men, because there's no rationality of thought process, they impeded upon that which is supposed to keep them with all their strength, keep that power. Y'all are not moving as the positive and negative. Negative does not mean bad, and positive does not mean good. They say lesser and greater, negative and positive. No, there's a platonic relationship. There is a balance. 666, 6 neurons, protons, and electrons. Why is it that the faculties of your existence at 369s have to be disputed in some idiot who thinks they deeply understand numbers? They're starting to realize this stuff. That everything implies you. None of those things I'm gonna read are gonna be based upon this. Now, I don't like talking bad about China because of their reckless, ruthless ass government, their secret service, and their punk ass military that's willing to harm. Because every one of them's got enough of those who are going to be extradited and utilized into the next phase about what their thoughts are. Nothing against them. But y'all can't seem to get your heads together. You know, you look at the Pope, right? You ever look at the Pope's Secret Service? I had to watch it this morning to make sure. You know, they do that little pledge, 3 fingers up, right? Give their life, right? Commandos. Why is it that y'all can't get together and do the same thing? Because you can't have somebody giving you direction and focus. Oh, not me. I'm not talking about me. Oh, hell no. That is not my place. I'm not here to bring everybody together. That's your choice. Because as you see, there are some people who are light-skinned who got an issue. You're talking about racism and white folks sounding inordinately friggin' ridiculous and stupid. And I say stop being stupid for once in your little minuscule of existence that is longer than you can imagine. If you want that pain and suffrage and you want to stay there, then stay there. That means just because you did a little damage doesn't mean that you cannot speak something I'm saying. I'm going to give you something today to say over and over for you to make a relationship with. They can target, they can zip you, they can blow you up, they can radiate you, they can set fire on you, and all that goofy shit. It's when you realize how powerful you are, all that is meaningless. See, I tell you, they've been doing something that they think is great. They've been only positioning something else. They have no idea, and they really believe they can fight. Oh, excuse me. Everywhere they go, they use the original people's works against them. There's nothing original about them. I'm not here to talk about them. I don't care about them. Or do I care not? They mean nothing. And I know it's heavy and hard for people to get to a place where the meaningless are meaningless. Because they mess with your faculties. I mean, think about it. They got your internet where you can turn all your cameras off and everything, your lights and this, that, and other. And even though you disconnected and you have stuff around, but they can still map and see your movements. So if you was to amass, like the IUIC marching, 5,000 marching, whoop, 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 and it makes you feel good because that's a feeling. And of course, it's a real one based on the convenience of your despair and your, I want to get better. Yet you're saying you want it to get better. You're not expressing it will get better or get better. You have people in anger and fighting and arguing, especially black women, talking to their black men. Do better, and maybe it won't be this way. That is not helpful because the energy is not there. It's meaningless because it's based on a tirade, it's tyrannical, and it's chaotic. So therefore, it is no fluidity. There's no real frequency. There's no healing, no compassion, no moral subjugation. It is loose lips sink ships. Further desecrating who you are and putting that melanated man or that female in a position of dire wants and needs. Marcus, I think you donated. Appreciate it, beloved. Baby girl slaughter. I'll shout it out. And a whole lot of people just said F you again, James, but I appreciate it. You know, I can be a racist white woman walking around in Bama calling little 7-year-olds nigger and chasing them and raise hundreds of $1,000s by a bunch of worthless idiots who are not even your numbers, can raise that in a week. And here I am building, and y'all are so tight with $1 or $2. Now I get where Gaddy Green's coming from when he's going out finding information that none of you can find. And people have a hard time donating him. Well, he's got people actually who does now. But me, I sit here and I show you what's going on, and you still have this faculty in your head. I ain't giving him nothing. Why are you here? You're not giving. You're sharing. You see, this is what I'm talking about, the deplorative state of our people and their existence. This nonchalant ideology of I'm not going to give. You know, they manipulate with the post stuff because they know that I'm going to probably create some currency off of this. So what they want to do is they put a gold angle. No, and there's nothing wrong. I'm not even against them because their faculties are screwed. You can be nurtured into a vector, like I stated, an island with kids that think red is black and black is red, and 2-3 generations, I can make them go to war for that, based on income and everything else. Appreciation that they are the original, based on a lie, and that everybody else is a falsehood, and they will go to war based on my presence, my ideology, the narrative painted, and those who can manipulate what I've stated. Even if my focus and direction was not for them to go to war, somebody else can utilize that, like the Zionists, and they can bring them in, that million or two, into combat. Do you see where I'm getting at? All right. I know it's hard. They set things up, they have things in motion, right? Around the world. Stop, even lambasting and worrying about that. I do things here to keep T on point and just keep myself fluid, and I'm going to mess with you. I think it's fun because you know what it does? It pushes a person. It's a person to look at things they won't never look at. It just the reality is the situation is it's a real occurrence. Things are happening. Sadly, 100 children by a bunch of punks with guns, and nobody's done nothing. But you have the Arab Emirates and this, that, and the other. North Korea and them have finally learned how to shoot down and destroy a lot of those drones that Ukraine was using that we invented, that the Zionists, again, utilize as a weapon. That's all they know how to do. And them North Koreans is whooping ass over there along with Chinese brothers. And you'd be surprised how many brothers have went over there to fight too from here and other countries. They've had who are ex-military who have had enough of this incumbent bullshit of Jesuit monkeys running around, fucking up every land, our history, our origin story. And the Zionists knew this would happen. There's an ends to the means of this. I am not saying any of it's right. Okay? But because y'all are broken, irrational, emotional, effeminized, masculinized, nobody's walking in the divine contingency. This is what we got to deal with. All right? I'm going to read a couple of things to you. Now, I can pop off all day. I got to turn the lights up on this thing too, because it is very, very dark. All right? Man, get out of here with this Samsung count bull crap and all that goofiness. Idiots. All right, let me see here. First, I want to read. Now, I've read this to you before. You know, this is my notes. Tons of them, right? Your childhood wounds may not be visible, but they shape everything you are. Just think about it for a moment. Now, I want you to think about that because it shapes everything you are right now. You can look at it, instead of a malfeasance, you can look at it as a benefit to say, okay, the constraints, the restraints are removed. I'm not constrained to this certain particular thing. I free myself. Now I move and learn in my autonomous reality. It is important for you to think that way. It is important that when you step up to some boss who is wayward, racist, feminist, always want to touch on you, sexist, and this, that, and other, to be able to have constraint and be able to say something without getting all fractured and broken, where the words resound. That when you say, not today, Bill, you will not do that today, nor any other day. And let me advise you, any retaliatory, it will not be to your benefit. Or however you find. Okay? So, Gadriel in the book of Enoch, right? There's a figure in the book of Enoch who led other angels in rebellion against God. Who is Gadriel? They always telling you Lucifer and Satan and all this other shit. Well, first of all, Gadriel is a figure. Thou shalt not make any what? Anyway. In the book of Enoch, who led other angels in rebellion against you. Aren't you the God presence? The name means the left hand of God, as he is the counterpart of the right hand of God. Do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. It takes a minute for it to look, right? Anyway, Gadriel, Gadda, Ha'el, watchers. This, aren't y'all fallen? This is depicted in the second section of the book of Enoch. Parables being said to have been responsible for deceiving Eve. Do y'all know what Eve is now? Garden of Eden is everywhere. It's not some one little place because they changed the vernacular. Atlantis was all things. The remnant of that was to strive and struggle, would later become Tartaria after the period of Egypt, which may have been Platonic with Tartary. Now, Baal, originally Gadriel, is one of the fallen and rebellious watchers and one who often stands against God. Many of the watchers, wouldn't one watcher kill the rest and get those who are weak and make them follow along? He took on the form of a warrior and storm god, and his manipulation of weather and his past identities included the Mesopotamian gods Marduk and Nenuta. No, Gadriel is not a shortened form of the word God. Gadriel is the name of an angel in the book of Enoch who rebelled against God by the writings, which keeps you from looking close, because it's not far and it's some holistic fake little universe of whatever. It's here, and you've been looking outside because you want to fight each other because you have been following the religion it created after destroying the ancestors who cannot nurture and teach you these things. Now, in the book of Enoch, Gadriel was one of 200 Grigori. Now, when did you hear Grigori? Some of you might be anime, manga people, right? Okay. All watchers who were cast out of heaven was Hashtan. Cast out. Let me see, these fake Jews have been kicked out of every country, and you saw what they did to Germany all the way up until 1933 when Adolf Hitler said no more. Gadriel and other Grigori led other fallen angels to have sexual relations with the human women. Well, ain't that what they do? Did we not read about that in Arthur Kessler? Now, the result of these unions was the Nephilim, a race of evil giants. You can manipulate. I told you my father's side were the giant killers. Gadriel is all, and I don't say that braggartly. You manipulate anybody to join something or partake in things that shouldn't. Now, Gadriel is also said to have shown humans the weapons of death and to have led Eve astray, the weapons of death. Other names of Gadriel include Gadriel, and Zeke. Gadriel's titles include Angel of War, Wall of God, Silent Sentinel, Original Chump, and Holy Roller. Now, does Gad mean God? Yes, Gad was the name of a Canaanite god of fortune. The name appears in the Bible and inscriptions from ancient Syria and Palestine. Y'all have been worshiping a lie, and you've refused to see it. In the Bible, in Isaiah 65:11, Gad is mentioned as a deity that some Hebrews worshiped during the Babylonian captivity. In Genesis 30:11, for chapter 30, verse 11, Leah names her son Gad, which some scholars believe is a reference to the god. And in other sources, Gad is often invoked in Talmudic formulas for goodwill and wishes. I get tired when they say the tribe of Gad. I be wanting to take them individuals and put them in this big ass hole and tell them, just wrap your hands, put glass on it, and just knuckle up. The name of Gad is frequently used in personal names and inscriptions from the Syro-Palestinian region. So who's Shemitic? For example, Adamic means Melkot is fortune. The name Gad is associated with the planet Jupiter. In Arabic planet, we know there's no planet Jupiter. There's a place. Jupiter is called the Great of Fortune, but not the source. Other information, the root verb in Gad means cut or divide. Seems like they're pretty good at it. And Gad is sometimes depicted as a male, but sometimes as a female. Gad is different from the god of destiny, who was known as Mene. Now peep this. What is short for Gadriel? We've learned Gad is a Hebrew nickname for Gadriel. And this nickname is God in English. Most of us don't want to worship him. That's why when y'all say things, I listen and I'm like, I've been over this numerous times. Does it mean it's fiction? No, it's puzzle pieces. Is that all of it? No, of course not. How about the fact we look at Deuteronomy chapter 4, verses 29 to 31. It goes, but if from there you seek the Lord your God, seems like the God that you've been worshiping is not yours, who happens to be the Lord, or what you call over your living and everything else based on fiat, monetary. You know, the scale, a feather in your heart, or what's gold and how much, you know what I mean? That's some bullshit. Anyway, and 2 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 5, right? Examine yourselves to see whether you are in the faith. Test yourselves. Do not realize that Christ Jesus is in you. Chrism, Jesus, Yeshua. It goes all the way back to what? Emmanuel. What is the statement of Emmanuel? What does it say? Who is Emmanuel? Oh, man. In Hebrew, Emmanuel is written as A-I-double-M, Emmanuel. It's a Hebrew word meaning God is with us. It's like a book. The name is made up of two parts, Emmanuel with us and El. Does that allude to the fact of you being a God alone and the manual being as to everyone of this matriarchal society? Or get rid of society of existence? I know people have a hard time with the platonic relationship with something outside of everything that exists within, because you don't know what exists within because you're too busy looking outside. And if you're looking outside, I mean, come on. Do you know what you're even looking with and why? And then in the very bottom part, in the end of that, 2 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 5, he goes, I searched for God and found only myself. I searched for myself and only found God. Here. I want you to say this, okay? I want you to say it every day. I am healthy, healed, and complete. I am healthy, healed, and complete. Just don't spew rhetoric. Just don't put it out there as nothing. Say it aloud. Say it because it is a frequency. It changes. I am healthy, healed, and complete. Know it. I am healthy, healed, and complete. Whatever your platonic relationship is with these verbiages, these pronouns, adjectives, noun, verbs, whatever you may see them as, I am healthy, healed, and complete. Again, I am healthy, healed, and I am complete. There's no more warnings. Again, I am healthy, healed, and complete. Know it. Doesn't mean know from it. It means know it. Remember. Now, for these people who are still, and don't worry about the little Zionist Christians, the people who support their lie and believe in it because they watch Hollywood and, you know, Noah and the Book of Job and all the other nonsense made up Jesuit bull hooey. Remember Gomer, Greek Romanized Gomer, was the eldest son of Japhet and of the Japhetic line, and father of Ashkenaz, Riphath, and Togarmah, according to the table of nations in the Hebraic Bible in Genesis 10. Now, the the eponymous Gomer, standing for the whole family, as the compilers of the Jewish Encyclopedia expressed it. The Jewish Encyclopedia expressed it. It also mentioned in Book of Ezekiel, chapter 38, verse 6, and the ally of Gog, the chief of the land of Magog. So that would be Og. Now, Edomites descended from the Bible character Edom. Edom would mean red in Hebrew. Okay? Edom, whose birth name was Esau, was the older twin brother of Jacob. And their father was the ancestor of the Jews, Isaac. They are on the amazing Bible timeline with world history starting around 1921 BC. That tells you all these pale-skinned Christians, these racists running around, they don't read the Bible. They have somebody stand up there and read everything that they highlighted and changed. Because they read the original, that is from the original fake-ass King James Bible. King James was not a king, he was a prince, priest. Well, that's what they say. I don't have a clue. I don't even care. I've been to the castle. I've seen every so-called Jesuit. I've seen faces of people walk by me, and I'm like, holy shit. And people almost wrong, and I'm breaking a sweat. I seen that person. We're all red. Where'd you see him at? Bro. And then you know who he belongs to? I don't know who that is. Yeah, what how'd you? I saw my dreams, bro. I see faces. I remember them. Every one of them. And I have people over on page that can say, no, he really seen this individual in something. He don't know him, blah, blah, blah. And he knows that this guy's the Masonic Shriner, blah, blah, blah. I don't know this person from Adam. They look at me with a dead foot walking by me. I don't know him. I just go, ooh, I break a bed and I'm sweating. I'm like, yo, and it's running around. I'm like, I've seen that dude. Like, where? He's never really here. You know. And look, I'm not. It's a strong fucking feeling, you hear me? So I've seen this over and over so many times. Like, I just don't see them. I don't see people. So, hey, what's up, baby? Oh, she's back. She had a baby. Anyway, I don't have anything to say to them. I can't stave off. Maybe I want to see them to confirm in that point, in the hour end of what you think. Now, be mindful what happens to me after I've seen all the faces. I don't know. I know whatever that shit is. I know what else was said. People have been nurtured in to do the dumbest things. And the only reason why it keeps going, they keep going, is because to be who they're supposed to be. They refuse it. They refuse it whether in ignorance or in knowing. They refuse. I can't do nothing for that or about that. Don't think I didn't try or attempt, find, or even create it. It wouldn't allow me. It wouldn't allow me. It wouldn't allow me to create anything else. So I couldn't make up a new world or anything. I couldn't. Everything was stamped as is. But I've always heard everyone has a choice. I'm still rock bottom. I say it to y'all, and y'all refuse. Except for a few. Not based on what you donate. Those people are outstanding because they believe in themselves. They know themselves. Coming into knowing themselves, there is no rich in not sharing. They don't see it. The richness is in giving and being able to see, you know, when somebody's marking and it actually hands-on carpenter. Okay? It's a relationship. It's a real one. It's like how they fooled you with the dove. look outside yourselves. Something to be a sign. But even in the Bible, it says, look at the luminaries, for they are signs of the time. You just don't know how to read them because your enemy has taken upon themselves to do something to keep you away from that, while they plagiarize and pervert further their own destruction. I can say that. Anasazi, our enemies. That is what Anasazi is. A lot of my brothers in Mexico, and a lot of them are starting to realize this, and they're accepting the melanated side of their family. They were told to keep in the closet, to hide the pictures, because of ignorance of the fear and the coward of some of their relatives. They're realizing that their indigenous blood is us. And that Spanish blood is those of the Ashkenaz, Gog, Og, and Magog, who have conquered the world and subjugated. That's why the Mexican flag is the same as the Italian flag, which both are ours. And the Mexican flag has what in the middle of it? Tyrone. The beautiful thing is they're willing to be honest, stand on it, and that's why I accept them. And they are not Mexican, but I accept them as my brothers and sisters. Except for those who would run around harming and killing their own for worthless gains of nothing. I respect a lot of my brothers and sisters, who they call them, or cousins, who they call themselves African. Our bloodline has been compiled all through there, and it wasn't supposed to happen that way. It was more than enough for each nation and tribes to be, and we had it that way. There was no reason for marrying this one or that one, unless you, and there was no such thing as marriage. We didn't do that. That's some new made up shit. But regardless of that, the numbers. What they have done, what I was saying in the beginning, they have found a way to affect and override those who would use strong with strong melanin to have an effect. So that's why it's imperative. It is important for you to speak this power and the strength that reverberates throughout your body. When you talk, I want y'all to say, because I can't hear you. I want you right now to sit, stand, or wherever you're at, and say, my name is. Do you not feel that throughout your whole body? I want you to see it. I want you to go, oh, you think you're feeling it and here and here. It's vibrating throughout your entire body. So, to finish up, 1921 BC. The abhorrence of Esau towards Jacob for striking him into giving up his share of the inheritance was passed on to their descendants. Edomites and Israelites were such constant enemies that there was an account in the Bible when the Edomites didn't let the Israelites pass through Edom. They tried to conquer the country of Israel during the time of Jehoshaphat, but didn't succeed. Now, these things are in relationship to the wars and everything you see that you cannot put together. Is there a platonic relationship in some form or another, maybe written to be expressed for you to see it now, that didn't happen, or was partial to the part of the conquest where all the lands of your ancestors, because melanated people were on every land, dark melanated. They just, and I've been doing the research, they're just starting to realize that a lot of people in Nigeria and certain places like that in so-called Africa have the same names as the people in China, because they're the first ones that get pushed out or fled, who went there. They look like them. Diet's different. You consummate a relationship with the area you brought up. But now they're doing it as a weapon to say, oh yeah, Africa, we went you, China, and Russia, we went you. Well, the true Afro-Arabs, they're still around. The true ancient Katai people, my relations, are still around. painted by the fake ass media. Why would they want you to be against China while they're making you buy everything not of great quality coming from China and robbing you, your fake ass politicians, your congressmen, and everything else? You won't see none of them punk bastards come on here and say a thing. Do they know magic's real? Yeah. I don't have to see them or hear them comment or anything. Like I said, I ain't doing no today. Unless they cross. Then they eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Well versed in that. There's a reason why I asked them. And people started saying crazy, walking around saying, just leave me alone. These stupid motherfuckers hear you on the phone and everything. Leave me alone. I'm going to phone you anyway. Because they got a bunch of dumbasses. And then I made my decree. And I stated, and it doesn't bother them, but also let it be known that it will increase every goddamn time until it touches them. And there's no way for them to escape it. And I don't repeat it over and over and over. When I said it the first time, oh, it's done deal. If you're moving with an unrighteous existence, that means being in ignorance, not at your fault. Now, when you choose otherwise, of course, you heard now, then you play a part in your secular degradation and deviation and degeneration. It's out of my hands. It ain't got nothing to do with me. Not that. You can accept and believe whatever you want. I don't care. I'm not into the faculties of belief and shit, all that stuff. So be it. I am expressing something to y'all because y'all seem like you're having a hard time accessing who and what you are and what you're capable of. You're so worried about, you're so greedy holding on to a damn $1, $2. Now, tell me, I can manipulate you and have y'all dropping 5 and 10s and 20s. I'm not here to do that. I'm saying you have a choice. But some of you are still so arduous. Some of you got probably a crack or meth problem. Free yourself. Easy, like that. Some of you probably drink way too much. Some of you are running through some issues and you're not willing to be honest. You know why? You're only lying to yourself. It is you who refuse to hang the mirror because you're afraid of seeing who you really are. And so the illusion is more appreciated in your steed. You think I'm playing? I need some of this raggedy ass water. It's gonna be windy and rain, so I'll be recording the next day or two after the rain. What else up there? Because we're gonna be up there. We got a silicone and everything. We should probably do it today, but it's not supposed to get more than about 69 degrees or something like that. That's not good for silicone. Y'all saw what I was doing back here, right? Right. So we got this, right? Now I'm using the warp wood because we want to use all the straight wood up there. And the warp wood, I've got to do a little pressing, a little wetting, a little hot water. I got hot water over there, and the thing I want this end over here, put a brick on it, concrete. But this part I just cut off is going to go up in the middle. All right. This right here is going to be in here with 2 parts over here. This is just, you already know what this is, okay? The joist. And then up there, the same thing. This is going to get flipped over, weighted again. Then I'm going to get a quarter piece of plywood. That's going to be the bottom that's going to be hit with the flex seal. Now, I still got to get the black paint, which is water repellent, which is kind of costly. I don't have enough. I mean, come on, man. Y'all know I chill. I got things that I still take care of. I'm not asking y'all to pick that up because I pay for that, okay? I don't expect nobody, y'all to spend $3,000, okay? So anyway, every month I do that. So after that, then I'm going to put regular SBS on, and I'm going to top that off. And that's going to be the part that I'll walk on, that I'm going to put a little water resistant to that. I don't really need it in here because the bottom will protect that. But the 50 to 100 gallon propane tank will be in that corner. It's going to be around about where the TV hangs. This is right here, because the door is going to be on this side. The doors, it's going to come all the way out here. The door is going to stay down. The sensor and the camera, I was looking on Amazon and everything. I'm going to put on top so that way I can still see behind me up in there with a different cam. It's going to be different, but it's going to be whatever. So I've got to measure out another part of this, 2 more pieces to reinforce, to get that in the, you know, in the corners and everything like that. No flashing, no kind of metal brackets or nothing like that. This is going to be standalone, bottom part. What's going to happen is it's going to be built up from here and out. All right. So it's going to be about a 2 foot. You see what I'm saying? This way you have my counters with the stuff, the storage. You see that? Queen size bed up top. It's going to come out, instead of 5.5, 6 foot, it's going to come all the way out to 8 foot. More than enough room to have a shower, porta potty in that corner. That's why the door is going to be in this side. Gray and white tank. I already looked at the bottom where I could put 2 100 for gray and 100 gallon tank for white. I can bolt them myself underneath. I'm going to put that little extra 2-inch lift kit on here. Get those 490s, whatever, those big old tires on here, which is not going to mess with my gear change. As you can see, this could take a king size, but it's going to be a queen size. This right here, the internet, I'm going to build a dolly for that to come out, and it's going to be all the way up to here, like an over. All right. So that way we walk in, have a little company, 3 or 4 people, laugh and joke, video game, whatever. But it's going to have my economies, the fact that I'm wearing just Wrangler t-shirts and pants. Yeah, and it's going to have enough storage places to carry the things that I require and need. So that way, when I go out and take you guys with me, winter or not, bush camping, whatever's going on, I don't care. They have a choice. If it doesn't happen, well, at least you went on this ride. So I'm going to work on this a little bit. If it rains, I'm going to have to get that little brown tarp, pull this out and put it somewhere where, you know, okay? So that's pretty much what I want to get done. And that's what I'm going to work on. I don't have a flat ground to put it on and work on it unless I carried it up there to the deck. So I'm going to do it right here on the back, drag it off, put a couple things together, throw it back up in there. I got to get the hot water, pour it on the wood. So I thought I'd let you guys know that. Okay. But we do have to have, I think I should have kept them other 2 things of silicone. I was monitoring the price. So we got 12 and it's about 13 they got to be done. So I can spread it pretty good, but we got to make sure we, you know, water and everything like that. Other than that, excuse me, gas so bad, y'all. I'm talking about belching gas. It's miserable. Philly. Anyway, not miserable. I'm just playing. Hey, Charles, what's up? Who else? Oh, Mac. Shy City. Y'all just popped up. I just want to sit down and let y'all come back in. Charles Kane Johnson. Whew. Ultra Instinct. I got you. Yes, sir. So I hope that was informative. I hope you take it upon yourself to utilize some of these things. Like I said, there's a lot of people, I don't expect them to do anything. Oh, there's so much more good information here. I'm gonna read a little more of this all right. So anyway, the abhorrence of Esau towards Jacob for tricking him into giving up his share of the inheritance was passed on to their descendants, Edomites. And Israelites were such constant enemies that there was an account in the Bible when the Edomites didn't let the Israelites pass through Edom. They tried to conquer the country of Israel during the time of Jehoshaphat's country, not a people. All right, Jehoshaphat, but didn't succeed. The Edomites were further mentioned as a nation defeated and invaded by Saul and later by David. And they allied with Nebuchadnezzar in invading Jerusalem. Their brutality towards the people of Jerusalem and their cruel actions in destroying the first temple gained criticism from the prophets of the later race. And you see that right now. They did it all the way around using these little, because if you take a baby and you rape them and make new babies, you make them do whatever. And a lot of these children now and these adults, baby boomers who are running around acting like assholes, easily paid for it, don't know they might be from the seed of Shem, who they have polluted and messed with shots and everything else. And they can't get their heads right around because, you know, when you got babies you're bringing up through incubators and everything else, and you see how they did to Palestine, they used to breastfeed them. We breastfeed all these bastards. And you see how they're running around acting right now, right? Murdering the very people that helped them, showed them how to cook food, this, that, and other, and they want to be there. I'm in Alabama. I'm in this, that. Yeah, and you're a fraud because you don't stand up. You become a dumb, goofy-ass racist. You've murdered the very people that have assisted and helped you, that have given you everything, and you refuse because you think that you could talk down and tell somebody what black and white is when you don't even know who you are. They don't want to have that conversation with me because I tear their asses up. Tear them up. I would love for one of them to come on here and start talking all their vernaculars and all their truths, and I would just enjoy it. Now, they know not to. At least they ain't that damn stupid. Anyway, they fought with the Jews many times and became one of the nations conquered by the Maccabees. And it speaks, that's why I don't ever hear anybody talk about the Maccabees. It's at its peak. Under the leadership of the Maccabees, they were obliged to embrace the Jewish cultures. Their men were circumcised, and they were forced to follow the Jewish laws until the time came when they openly mixed themselves with the Jews and did their practices, including paganism. The legendary Herod, who ordered the construction of the second temple, was an Edomite. The kingship of the Edomites was elective, as opposed to the tradition hereditary prior to the forced conversion to Judaism. There were no clear accounts as to what religious practices did the Edomites follow. Some thought that they could have been worshiping the deities El, Baal, Santa Claus, and Asara, just like the Levantine Semites. Why is it that nobody pays attention? You got a bunch of idiots still talking about Christmas because it looks good while they're struggling. Oh, we're millionaires now. Yeah, and that comes with a lot of faculties, doesn't it? Parties, perversions. It's all right when you're rich and you think you could buy your way out of anything. Ain't that right, Diddy? He was an example. Nah, stop thinking that something's going to happen to him. Who cares? He's a creation, one of theirs. All right? Stop letting that be a dwelling place. All right? Anyway, the land of the Edomites. Edomites inhabited the country of Edom, which would refer to Mount Seir or Idumea. Mount Seir was previously inhabited by the Horites, who were cave dwellers, and the Edomites had likely copied this. Edom was mainly covered with mountains, with its principal and ancient city in Bozrah during the time of Amaziah. Now, what y'all don't know about all that stuff, we're talking about a different period that y'all can't even imagine existed. They weren't easily to fall or be destroyed. They had to be something very big. They break it up at different resets to give you a religion based on histories that probably existed in numerous ways. You just haven't been able to figure that out yet because your COINTELPRO is to move with everything as it's given without seeing the bigger picture. We always look outside of ourselves, right? That's what we do, right? Or you do. I am expressing that you should really look inside. And I'm not saying go inside and start looking for book covers and secret passages. Speak your truth, okay? Speak your truth. Let yourself be not in some fake conviction or something. When I say I am healthy, I am not saying it as a statement, like, you know, but I'm saying it as like the dirt. The dirt, what you think is dirt is what you call it, gravel, sand, whatever, right? The opposite of glass, whatever, right? I'm saying just as you find it tangible, make that tangible. Make it. Say it, state it, and be it. Stop all this believe, gotta understand, overstate. Oh, no, just be it. Okay? I'm healthy, right? You gotta remember, your so-called devil, he doesn't have no kids. He has what? I mean, he doesn't have no children. He has kids. So he sees them as goats. For those who ever want to buy into it, whatever, I don't care, you know. Yes. Inward hair, squeezing the nose. So, in the Bible verse, all right, go into the world and preach the gospel to all creation, appears in Mark chapter 16, 15, right? But in Mark 16, 15, Jesus used a different word to tell us who we are to target. With the gospel message, he said, go ye into the world and preach the gospel to every creature. The word world in this verse is from the Greek word cosmos. Your existence exudes out, right? So if Emmanuel, unless you want to label Gad, God, whatever the spanky smack, how they get you bringing up like Hamashiach, right? Because you had to feed your truth. You've been feeding a lie for so long. It's hard for you to contest the feed of truth. Everything moving, everything in existence is an extension of you. As you are an extension of it. Turn down the wind. No, turn up your hearing. Learn how to read lips, beloved. Comedy, stand up 3 years, whether you know it or not. Now, cosmos, an apt and harmonious arrangement of our Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and every people created one. And then the perversion, they come around through this layman's term because they thought that they killed off everybody except for those who actually had ancestors who they knew personally, who fought in the fake civil war, who knew that they were fighting foreign invaders who had fell all the other countries. See, that's the difference in those who know compared to those who don't know shit. Shite. Only the smell of their arse. Now, cosmos, an apt and harmonious arrangement of constitution. Now, cosmos definitions, right? Word usage, total 186, and an apt and harmonious arrangement of constitution, order, government, ornament, decoration, adornment, for example, the arrangement of the stars, the heavenly hosts, as the ornament of the heavens. And you should realize that every one of you are an adoration of those stars, imitated as those sentience, the lights moving in the void of darkness, of lies, and not moving in the ordination of your truth. How about that? Now, we can word play and mix it up and say all kind of different ways, right? But you see how uncomplicated it is when you start looking at all the nothing and you stop making more something. Shit stands out. Now, some of you will be convicted, right? Y'all be convicted. What time, what period? Those are idiots. I don't even bother with them. They're still plagiarized while false ideology or censorship of some fictional time. Still believing in time, huh? The time of your undoing. Ravens and the hawks swing in the heavenly winds of the skies. At least that's what I see in my eyes. I'm not here to make y'all change up and believe anything. If you want to be in the function of fictionality, if you want to be held with constraints, and you want to conspire against yourself like the rest of the world, if you want to move in some ideology or narrative that paints a false portrait, how long before somebody comes along and chips away all your paintings before they see the real you? Because you refuse to see you. I just want to know. It's mind-boggling that people don't want to actually talk now. I'm not on the hill giving a sermon. Not I. Shit, I'm about to make some bacon and eggs. I don't know what the hell y'all talking about. And it's funny how they got people worried about eating pork when beef and chicken ain't even the shit you're supposed to be eating either. They got y'all so fooled. You'll never get back to the state. Never, not meaning ever. Never, meaning as long as you stay in your convenience. If you keep buying into this, I don't eat pork, well, you know, the pig is smarter than a damn dog and can be very more violent too. Ain't supposed to eat nothing. Yet you've been geared to eat it and your body's acclimated. So that's why they poison it. Seriously. You would think China be like, oh, American Negro ain't our enemies. Not everybody's intelligent. A lot of people are stupid because our God, oh my God, they fear you. They fear you. If they didn't, you think they'd be moving the way they do? And they're about to change that up because a lot of y'all keep moving irresponsibly, irrationally, emotionally. You see all that here? Always worried about isms and stuff. Issues. There's another years. I was trying to save that, but you know now I'll probably be all over the place. I'm just saying. Just be mindful. And see, they know that if they lose you, then they can lose. Now, if you want to hang out with those dumb niggas, then you hang out with them. It's a word. It's in the dictionary now. Just like nigger, Niger, digger, Indian, da-da-da. And they want to use that to censor and say, oh, we can't put that because you know what? It messes with their shit. I mean, hell with their shit. By the definition of what you think hell means. We're gonna do a live on the word hell. Well, y'all crack me up. Y'all, how can you go and get degrees and everything and don't know shit? Anyway, I appreciate y'all. Anybody else have something to say? Cause I'm hungry. Our names are so similar. Oh, okay. Kane Johnson, right? Okay. No, Billy Bogwin, you already know, beloved. I know the wind is killing. You know what? I was going to say this. I was going to put that. I got a little piece of foam. Would it help if I just if I go live and I just put it on the bottom of the mic? Would that probably help it out, wouldn't it? I didn't think to do it because I have down the shed the little for my. I actually had one of those little blue whatever those damn things that everybody uses. So I can hook the mic up, put it on here. I can hook it up Bluetooth, and you know, and that way I just got to dig it out. It's still in the box. I have never used it. Friggin', you know, put the little round battery in and I'll hook it to this. And I'll put it on here, so that way you get from here the vagus nerve and everything, and the you know, and then coming over. That way you guys can hear it clearly without all the interruption. My apologies. I don't like going in there digging through nothing. I don't want to dig nothing else out of there to bring over here. I'm still building up here, building over here. You know? Worth a try. Yeah, I might give it a try. I might just give it a little piece of foam and get a little piece of tape and just stick it on there on the plastic. See how it works. It is kind of windy. But anyway, I'm getting ready to sign off. I appreciate you guys. Like I said, they can interpret things out, but they missed something. Individuals have been utilized and used. You can always give a group of people a little something and have them. You can always give people a little something, right? And have them caught up in the conceptualization of a whole new ideology or a new way. And be lying every bit of the way about it, knowing exactly what may happen to them. It's not hard to convince the people. And show them what may have been before. But this time could be totally different. Those individuals do not move on their own. There's fear. And there's a lot of other things. If you take a baby and you raise that baby, nurture that baby around things that you have not seen, that baby's all right with that. Given something different, healthier and stronger and faster. Yet you, unbeknownst, are just as healthy, fast, and strong as well. When you learn how to move accordingly. Okay? What was that? Many thanks, Red, and try to win. It's not an issue, but some lives I hear a constant noise like a truck. Yeah, I know. Call me mad, maybe. I don't know, brother, but I hear you, man. It's very possible. You know what I mean? I could speak louder or deeper, or I could change my vocal, and I can actually bring it a little closer because the mic is right there. And maybe I should have done that. My apologies. I've actually mentioned that before. Kind of get the forgets too. I'm hungry. I'm gonna make something to eat and finish this damn time. I might not drink all the tea because a lot of caffeine. 50 milligrams of caffeine to me is a lot. Anyway, and I'm gonna get to working on this, finish this up, and let me look at the weather one more time before I blop it all over the place, just to make sure. Yeah, man, why they got this old ugly goofy thing here? Excuse me. All right. Let me look. They just want somebody to buy another tablet. I ain't doing that. So right now it's about 66. It's supposed to go up to 72. It's 66. It feels, because the sun's right here, it feels about 70. So all right, it's saying it's going up to 69, but it has 72 up top. Feels like. Tonight's 43, and there's winds, and we have a little chance, 2 to 10% rain. It's possible. It can move kind of quick. Oh yeah, over there. Okay, yeah, if that comes over here, definitely. You can see rain over there anyway. So again, like I said, today and tomorrow, definitely looking at rain up to 40% tomorrow. So it probably won't last long, but I definitely want to get to be working on this, have everything where I need it. And then we're going to have a couple of days when it goes back down, like riding a bike, when it goes back into the 60s again. And then it shoots back up into the 80s, 90s, and we'll have warmer evenings in the 60s and stuff like that, the way it should be right now, actually. So I just wanted to look at the weather and read it to you. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and whip up something to eat and everything. Use a shoebox, big bro. Oh, what? Put the shoebox behind us? It's on a clamp. Let me see many things. I appreciate that. Call me, man. Okay. Use a shoebox, big bro. No matter the noise, I still listen. Appreciate it. Man, hey, this way you can hear me when I talk, when I pick it. I guess pick this way of communicating and throw it out. Because it's not hard. It's from the diaphragm. You know what I mean? It's the way I actually communicate. And Omeg and then will tell you, yeah, I kick it out. On here, I'm sitting down being lazy. I'm just, because I really want you to really hear, but then I'm not, the dang wind here. I will do my best to do better. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off because I can keep going. On and on, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Right. Anyway, I appreciate y'all. See you guys later. I know I got to read. All right, and we will. All right. Hey Valerie, what's up, man? Recurring and there we go. Oh, I don't know what that is. Give up. But anyway, I appreciate you guys, man. Try. And it's bigger than what you know. Bigger than what you know. Why argue with the few minions of stupidity who target you instead of listen to the millions who have come together somewhat? Get out of the ethnicity, get out of the race game, get out of all the bull crap. Know that there are good and there's bad. Okay? Appreciate you guys. Again.